Today I'm finishing my folk art inspired flower still life. I'm going to make the vase now, and I have some little pieces of paper here. I'm going to fold one in half, and I'm going to pay attention to which side is the closed or folded side and which side is the side that opens up. Because when I draw my half a vase shape, I want to make sure it's coming from the closed or folded side. So I'm going to start at the bottom here. This is a really simple vase shape, just drawing a diagonal line up to the corner. And then I'm going to cut on that line. And when I unfold it, I'll have a nice symmetrical or balanced, same on both sides, vase shape. So that's a nice simple one. I'm going to try a more complicated one this time. Fold my paper, pay attention to the closed side. I'm going to draw half a vase going towards the closed side, and then cut on a line. Unfold, I have a nice symmetrical vase. So you can practice a bunch of times, especially if your vase doesn't turn out as good as you want. You can try again. You can use a piece of painted paper once you're confident with drawing a vase shape and cutting it out. Your vase will already be colored, or you can cut out your vase on a blank piece of paper and color it yourself. Now I'm gluing my vase onto my table that we made last time. I'm overlapping it with the popsicle stick so it looks like it's actually sitting on the table and not floating on top of it. So I'm adding a little bit of glue, and I'm going to place it down, overlapping a little bit with the popsicle sticks. So it looks like it's sitting on the table. Now it's time to create my flowers. So I picked out some colors of construction paper, and I'm going to trace circles on them. I want to trace at least 3 big circles and 3 small circles. And what I did is I stacked up my papers together so I only get to trace the circles once. And I'll show you what I do next. I'm also making some leaf shapes with 2 curved lines going towards each other. But here's what I did when I stacked the papers. I only had to trace the circles once, and I cut them all out at the same time. And that saved me some time tracing and cutting circles, so you can try this trick. I'm also saving my paper. I have this nice piece that could be used again, so I'm gonna set that aside and somebody else can use it. Now that I have all my circles and leaves cut out, I'm going to arrange them on my paper in a nice composition. So I'm not gluing anything down quite yet. I'm just making sure I like how it looks before I put glue on it. And notice I'm overlapping. I'm putting the circles over the leaves. These are the middle of the flowers that I'm overlapping with the big flowers. And I think I like that composition, so now it's time to glue everything down. I'm gluing the leaves down first because I put the circles on top of them. So they're the first ones to go down. Look at this. You can see the line that I drew when I was drawing my leaves on the paper. This is the side that you should put the glue on, because then when you put it down on the paper, you won't see those lines, and it's gonna look a lot cleaner and neater. So whenever you put glue on your leaf or your flower, make sure you're putting the glue on the side where you can see the lines that you drew before you cut it out. You can also change the size and shapes of your circles. If you're not a big fan of the original sizes, that's totally okay. You can cut your own shapes of flowers. You can make like pointy petals if you want to, so they don't just have to be circles. Once I'm done gluing all of my leaves and flowers down, then I can add some details with Sharpies. So I'm adding veins in the leaves, and then I'm going to add some cool patterns to the flowers. The artist that we're inspired by, Carrie Ambrosino, is a folk artist who makes still life paintings of flowers with really bright colors and lots of patterns. So we're going to think about that as we create our own still life. We're using bright colors and lots of cool patterns. You can do whatever kinds of patterns and colors that you want for your flowers. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take an oil pastel, make sure it's clean, so I have a little scrap paper there to clean it off on, and I'm rubbing it sideways in the background here just to give some texture to the wall behind our flower vase. Now it's a little bit more interest to our art.